So you want to own a private island, 300 acres of sand, coconut trees, your own reef, no neighbors, no noise, no one telling you what to do. The ultimate escape, the ultimate status symbol. Now look at the price tag, not the purchase price. The other one, the one that arrives every single month, whether you visit or not. This is where the dream starts to bleed. A private island generates zero revenue on its own. It produces nothing. It sells nothing. It manufactures nothing except envy and a maintenance bill that would bankrupt a small nation. The purchase price is just the cover charge. The real cost is the carrying cost. And it never stops. So let's walk the beach. Let's count the zeros. First, the entry points. Bootstrapped, raw land, no utilities, no dock, no structures. You can find this for $200,000 to $500,000 in places like Belize, Panama, or the remote islands of Canada. But you're buying a patch of dirt surrounded by saltwater, nothing else. Mid-market. A developed island with a basic dock, a single structure, solar panels, and a desalination unit. $1 to $5 million. You can land a helicopter on the grass. Maybe. Institutional. The elite tier. Private airstrip, deep water marina, staff quarters, multiple residences, $10 to $50 million. Or more. Much more. But here's the trap. The purchase price is not the problem. The problem is what happens after the champagne bottles are empty. Now we get inside the system. Think of an island like a leaking boat. Not a yacht, a boat with 1,000 tiny holes. You plug one, 3 more appear. That's the core revenue mechanism. There isn't one. An island is a cost center, pure and simple. 2 insider terms you need to know. The first is blue water premium. That's the surcharge every supplier, every contractor, every service provider adds because they have to cross open ocean to reach you. A plumber who charges $100 on the mainland charges $500 on an island if they show up at all. The second term is logistics friction. That's the cost of moving anything, everything, from a bag of cement to a diesel generator. From the mainland to your dock, every single item, every single time, has a tax attached to it. The ocean is not a moat, it's a toll booth. Here's the counterintuitive fact. The more remote your island, the more expensive every single repair becomes. Not linearly, exponentially. A broken water pump on a nearby island costs $2,000 to fix. The same pump on a remote atoll costs $20,000 because the parts have to be flown in on a seaplane that charges by the pound. Now let's talk about the physical design, the engineered immersion. Every private island is built to hide its own decay. The landscaping is not for beauty. It's for erosion control. The seawall is not a luxury. It's a necessity. One storm surge can cost you $1 million in damage. The materials are chosen for one reason: salt resistance. Stainless steel, marine-grade alloy, treated timber. Every single component costs triple what it would cost on land. The layout of the island is designed to funnel guests away from the mechanical areas. The generator shed, the water treatment plant, the fuel storage tanks. You don't see those in the brochure. You see the infinity pool, the white sand, the cabanas. But underneath the sand, there's a network of pipes, cables, and pumps that are all failing. Slowly, inevitably. One hidden liability: insurance. Insuring a private island is a nightmare. Most carriers won't touch it. The ones that do charge premiums that rival the mortgage. Hurricane coverage, flood coverage, liability coverage. Your annual insurance bill can easily hit 6 figures on a good year. Now, the fatal flaw: you cannot sell a private island quickly. This is not a house. This is not a stock. The pool of buyers is microscopic. The due diligence process takes months. The carrying costs continue every single day. While you wait. Case study 1. Pumpkin Key, a 26-acre island near Miami, purchased for $17 million in 2010. The owner planned to build a luxury resort. He underestimated the dredging costs, the environmental permits, the legal fights with local authorities. He spent $8 million on legal fees alone. 3 years later, he sold the island at a loss. $12 million. He lost $11 million total. Case study 2, Coconut Island in Hawaii, owned by a billionaire investor. He purchased it for $80 million. He built a private residence. He installed a private dock. He imported topsoil from the mainland. He never visited, not once. The property manager stole from him. Contractors overcharged him. The local government sued him over a broken septic system. He spent $40 million on upgrades and legal costs. He tried to sell for $85 million. No offers. He dropped the price to $70 million. Still no offers. He's still paying property taxes. That was 13 years ago. Private islands are not investments. They are liabilities disguised as assets. They generate nothing. They consume everything. So what's the final balance sheet? Here's the equation. Purchase price plus carrying costs minus eventual sale price equals negative cash flow. Almost always. Net margin, negative 10 to 30% per year. Consistently. If you want to see this done right, look at Richard Branson's Necker Island. He doesn't own it as a residence. He owns it as a product. He rents it out. He uses it for brand events. He monetizes every single square inch. And even then, he has a full-time maintenance crew of 20 people on permanent rotation. He treats it like a business because it is. The amateur buys the dream. The builder buys the cash flow. The operator buys the infrastructure. The private island is the ultimate example of a system engineered to reward everyone except the owner. The real estate agent got a commission. The contractors got paid. The government got taxes. The local community got jobs. The owner got a view and a bill. A very large bill that arrives every month like clockwork. So you want to own a private island. Buy a timeshare instead. You'll get the sunset, the sand, the memories, and you won't have to replace the underwater power cable when the sharks chew through it. For the third time. That's the economics. That's the reality. The island is not yours. It owns you. Let's go deeper. Because the surface numbers only tell half the story. The other half is buried in the permit process. Building on an island is a bureaucratic nightmare. Environmental impact studies, coastal zone permits, endangered species surveys. Every single one takes months, costs tens of thousands, and can be denied for any reason. Local governments know you are trapped. They know you cannot move the island, so they extract. Year after year, permit renewal fees, inspection fees, impact mitigation fees. The fees have fees. Here's a number that will make you wince. The average private island owner spends $200,000 annually on permits and compliance alone, before they fix a single leak, before they pay a single staff member, just to stay legal. Now add the staff. A private island requires a minimum of 4 full-time employees, a caretaker, a groundskeeper, a maintenance technician, and a boat captain for the supply runs. Each one costs $60,000 to $80,000 a year, plus housing, plus food, plus medical insurance because they live on the island. Remote work, remote pay, remote problems. Staff turnover on private islands is staggering. Isolation gets to people. No restaurants, no movie theaters, no social life. Within 6 months, most quit. You pay to recruit, you pay to relocate, you pay to train. Then they leave, and you start over. Now consider the transportation costs. You need a boat, a reliable one. That's another $200,000 to $1 million, depending on size. Fuel is a line item that bleeds. Marine diesel costs 3 to 5 times what it costs on land. You burn 50 gallons just to get groceries every week. That's $10,000 a year in fuel, just for food, just for one person. Now multiply that by the number of staff, by the number of guests, by the number of emergencies. A generator fails, you need a replacement part, you pay for the part, you pay for the courier, you pay for the boat to bring it out. A $200 part becomes a $2,000 delivery. That is logistics friction in action. Saltwater is the silent killer. It corrodes everything: electrical systems, plumbing, structural steel, concrete. Yes, even concrete. Saltwater eats the rebar. The concrete cracks, foundations shift, buildings settle unevenly. A house on the mainland lasts 50 years. A house on an island lasts 20, if you're lucky. Replace everything twice as often. That's not an operating cost, that's a structural tax. You pay it whether you are there or not. One more number. The average private island owner visits 4 times a year. 4. The rest of the time, the island sits empty, generating no income, consuming resources, depreciating. The sun fades the paint, the wind damages the roof, the humidity ruins the electronics. You are paying top dollar for a property that you occupy less than 2% of the year. This is not a luxury. This is a burn rate, the ultimate burn rate. So, you want to own a private island? Rent one for a week. Fly in, swim in the ocean, drink a coconut, watch the sunset, then fly home. Leave the generators, the permits, the staff, the corrosion, the insurance, the legal fees, the eventual collapse. Leave it all to someone else. That is the only way to win. The island wins, the ocean wins, time wins. You just lose slower. At least you'll have a great story to tell at parties. You can tell everyone you're a private island owner. Just leave out the part where you're bankrupt. Subscribe to this channel so you don't make the same mistake. Hit that bell icon and we'll save you from buying other terrible things, like a super yacht or a casino or that timeshare you were thinking about. Subscribe now. Your wallet will thank you. I mean it. Don't buy the island. Seriously, buy a postcard instead. It's cheaper, it lasts longer, and it won't try to bankrupt you. See you in the next video, where we'll talk about owning a casino. Spoiler alert, it's worse. Subscribe so you don't miss it. And remember, the only thing worse than owning a private island is owning 2 private islands. Bye for now.